Hi everyone. Today I would like to share with you a method to clear and heal the throat chakra. This is a method that I've been sharing with my clients for over 25 years now with really good results. So I want to share it with you. One of the nice things about this method is that you don't have to be a Reiki or other energy practitioner in order to practice this. It's really for anyone. It's a very practical, effective, and powerful method. It doesn't involve any rituals either, although if you like that kind of thing, then you can feel free to add that in if you'd like, but it's not actually necessary. So the point of this exercise is to release anything that has been or is unspoken, that you have not expressed. Anything, when you've swallowed what you've wanted to say, when you've held back. Sometimes we hold back, it was for different reasons. Sometimes it's because we don't want to hurt another person's feelings. Or sometimes it's because we just don't feel empowered enough in the moment to express ourselves. Whatever the reason, this method is going to be effective. It is going to work. All right? So you can also release perhaps even the unspoken, not just to do with people, but even with situations. With this method, an important aspect is having no judgment. What I mean is you're not going to be judging yourself. You're not going to be thinking, oh yeah, I shouldn't say that. That's really bad. That's not very nice. That's not what this is about. This is about just getting it all out, releasing it. You're going to be writing everything down on paper, and then you're going to be burning that paper. Nobody is ever going to know what you've written. So this gives you complete freedom to really go for it. Because we get to the other important aspect of this. It's intention. If you just do this and go through the little motions, you're a bit careful how you write something, and then you go and just, okay, and I'm just going to burn the paper. It's really not going to be that effective. I don't think anything really is without intention, without that intent there. So this is where the intent is where you're really getting your energy into it. Now, of course, in many cultures, around the world, fire is seen as very purifying, especially in the energetic or spiritual sense. And of course, once something's burned, it's not coming back. You're not getting it back. So even psychologically, it has this effect of you're putting it out on paper and then burning this, releasing this permanently. Okay? So to do this, as I've briefly mentioned, you're going to sit down and really give yourself the time and space to do this. You're not rushing through. The amount you write, it's really up to you. Of course, you can do this for maybe even just one event. If you're thinking, oh, I really want to say something, but I can't, and you can do this. Or it could be, it's an accumulation, a lifetime of events. So you can do this method as often, as many times as you feel is necessary until you feel everything is really released. You'll notice that by keeping stuff in, by continuously swallowing the words, it makes the energy around the throat really tight and really blocked. If an energetic situation is allowed to continue like this, it does eventually manifest physically. So a person with a lot of throat issues, very often they will get, for example, repeat and frequent throat infections. Another thing that can happen is it will affect the thyroid. There are different ways that this manifests. But anyway, once you start doing this and you're clearing everything, you'll find that everything feels so much clearer and lighter. You'll also find that you do start to communicate in a better way, in a clearer way. So when you do this, you're going to sit down with your paper and you are going to be completely honest. And remember, this is just for you, all right? Just write everything down. It doesn't even have to make sense to other people. The point is that you are getting it out. So you might want to be doing point forms or full writing. Don't worry about definitely don't worry about your grammar or spelling. Just really go for it. If you want to use bad language, do it. Go for it. Remember, you're not judging yourself. You're not going to think, oh gosh, that's not a very nice word. Put it down. Really, you are cleansing all of this out. Okay? So once you're done doing this, now you're going to get to the burning part of it. So if you're fortunate enough to have a garden, to have an outdoor space, you can burn this just in a fire pit. For example, if you want to do this indoors, or you need to do this indoors, you can even burn the paper in the kitchen sink. You could put it in a large, steel pot. As long as it's a safe place to be burning something, go for it, all right? So before you burn everything, just, allow yourself a couple of minutes to really reflect on this, because it should be a really light feeling going on. And then burn. While you're burning that paper, have an intention that all of this is gone. It's released. It's burned, and it's never coming back. Again, you can really be creative with this if you like. If it feels right for you. You might want to have some visualizations. It's really up to you. But light everything on fire, and you're going to stick with it until everything is burned. Okay? Sorry about that. We had some noise. Once this is done, you can just leave the ashes. If you're outdoors, you can just leave the ashes where they are. Put them down the sink. The disposal part of the ashes isn't actually the really important aspect of this. Now, if you are treating this really in a ritualized way, then you probably will want to, gather up the ash, perhaps make sure that it's all scattered, something like this. Also, if you want to, I guess, make it a bit more of a formal process, you could do something like creating a circle of, you could visualize this, or you could burn sage. You could incorporate crystals into this exercise, by creating a circle around yourself. If you're a Reiki 2 practitioner, you can empower this entire process by sending Reiki to it. If you're a Reiki 1 practitioner, or any energy practitioner, before you begin the writing part, you can apply energy, to the throat, but also to the third eye. This is where you really want to open up the mind, open up just to allow this flow. So these things can definitely empower the process, but they are not absolutely necessary. As I said, the intent is such an important part of this. So if you ever do anything and it makes you feel awkward or uncomfortable, well then you're not going to be at full intention. You're just going to feel a bit ridiculous. So drop it. Just don't do it. The heart of this is you write everything down, you burn it with intent all the way through, when it's gone. Okay? So, really, I wish you well in practicing this method. And that's in a very good way. It's a very freeing process. So if you'd like, feel free to comment below. And also, if you've enjoyed this video, then please click on like or subscribe, and feel free to share it with people whom you think would also enjoy practicing this and also benefiting from it. Okay. Wishing all of you the best.